They say progress doesn't knock. It breaks the door down and asks why you're still standing there. I'd given 32 years to that company. 32 years of my hands, my heart, my sleepless nights. And then one winter morning, he walked in. The new CEO. Slick hair, spotless suit, and that smile that told you he'd never been wrong in his life. His name was Evan Carter, and he came with buzzwords instead of soul. Automation. Optimization. Machine learning. He said them like gospel, as if he'd personally invented the future. I was 57. Head of procurement. I'd built that operation from scratch, with handshakes, not algorithms. I knew which supplier in Cleveland could move steel faster than anyone, which ship captain would reroute mid-ocean just because I asked. Those weren't data points, they were people. They were trust. When Evan gave his first speech, I sat in the third row, hands folded, pretending not to feel the ground shift beneath me. He said, "History doesn't pay the bills. Innovation does." I remember thinking, history paid your salary, son, but I kept my face calm. I'd survived 4 CEOs before him. I could survive one more storm. Then the emails started coming in. Our oldest partners, confused, panicked. Their contracts being rebid by an automated system that didn't know a damn thing about loyalty. One of them, David, a supplier from Pennsylvania, called me, his voice cracking through the static. "Clara," he said, "I just got an auto email saying our deal's up for bid." What's going on? I wanted to tell him I could fix it. I'd always fixed everything. But not this time. "It's the new system," I said quietly. "Let me see what I can do." But I already knew. The system was replacing me. For weeks, I tried to reason with Evan. I showed him data he didn't want to see, the kind that lived in human memory, not spreadsheets. I told him, when the storm hits, you don't call an algorithm. You call someone who answers. He smiled, that patient smile of a man who's already decided you belong in the past. 2 weeks later, my manager called me into his office. He couldn't meet my eyes. "That's how you always know, Clara, we're restructuring," he said. "Your role's being absorbed by the new automation platform." Absorbed. Like I was a drop of water in a machine that couldn't even feel the temperature of the room. "I built that system," I said, voice trembling. "I fed it every contact, every exception, every note that made us who we are." "I know," he said softly. "And we're grateful. But the company's moving in a new direction." New direction. That's corporate for your Obsolete. They gave me 2 weeks. 2 weeks to dismantle a career that had taken me half my life to build. That I watched younger faces pass my office, faces that would never know what it meant to earn a supplier's trust with nothing but a promise and a handshake. The day they let me go, there was no goodbye party. No thank you. Just 2 cardboard boxes. 32 years, reduced to cardboard and silence. As I walked out, the CEO stopped me. He smiled, that smile, nothing personal, Clara. Just business. I looked him straight in the eye and said, "No, Evan. That's exactly what's wrong with you. You think business isn't personal." That night, I sat in my living room, staring at the boxes. My daughter texted me, "Mom, you okay?" I typed back, "Just tired," but the truth? I was hollow that I'd given my life to something that decided I was no longer relevant. The next morning, I woke up before sunrise. Habit, I guess. Drove to the office even though I wasn't supposed to be there. I started writing down everything the system would never understand. Which vendor lied about delivery times, who always picked up their phone, which plant could save us when everything went wrong. That I told myself it was for whoever replaced me, but really, I was trying to prove I still mattered. When I finished, I stood there, pages scattered across my desk like pieces of a life no one would ever read, and then, the phone rang. Unknown number. "Is this Clara?" "Yes. This is Patricia Bennett, Chief Operations Officer at Northwell Industries. Your name came up in a conversation yesterday. We'd like to talk." Turns out, Northwell was our biggest client, and lately, they'd been having issues with my old company. Late shipments. Missed deadlines. Confusion. They needed someone who understood what Holloway, my old company, had lost. Someone who knew the heartbeat behind the numbers that I said, "I'm listening." Patricia said, "We'd like you to come in Monday. I think we could use someone who remembers that business is still human." When I hung up, I looked at those same boxes on my kitchen table. And for the first time in months, I smiled. They were right about one thing. The world is changing, but what they don't realize is that when everything becomes automated, the rarest thing left is being human, and that's something no algorithm will ever replace.